My sister was living in a dog cage when I returned home. I came back from Oxford early to surprise my little sister. Instead, I found her curled up in a dog cage in our backyard. When I opened the cage door, Madison's tiny frame was crammed into a wooden crate barely 3 feet wide. She was wearing the dress I'd sent her 3 years ago, now torn and filthy. "Maddie, what are you doing in there? Come out, I brought your favorite macarons from Paris." She shook her head frantically. "No, no, no. Treats are for humans. Dogs only eat dog food." My stepmother's voice came from behind me. "Madison says school is too hard. She prefers being a dog. She chose this herself, insists on living in the kennel." I turned to see Victoria's belly swollen with at least 8 months of pregnancy. And around her neck hung both halves of our family's heirloom necklace, the one that should have been split between Madison and me. Seeing me stare, Victoria rubbed her stomach smugly. "The doctor says it's a boy. So not only does Madison's half belong to me, but yours too." I smiled coldly. She had no idea that my father had gotten a vasectomy right after Madison was born. Chapter 1. The Sterling family's youngest daughter, who should have been living in luxury, was chained up like an animal in our backyard. Looking at the metal collar around Madison's neck, my heart shattered. No wonder she hadn't contacted me once during my 3 years at Oxford. Whenever I asked Dad about her, he'd brushed me off, saying she was too busy with school. Madison's bedroom had been taken over by strangers. The mansion's decor had been completely changed, no trace left of how Mom had decorated it. I pulled Madison from the cage, brushing dirt off her clothes. The sundress I'd given her 3 years ago was now barely holding together, leaving her almost exposed. I took off my coat and wrapped it around her. "Victoria, how dare you treat a Sterling like this? Do you have a death wish? How dare you speak to your mother that way?" Dad appeared behind Victoria with a group of people I didn't recognize, all eyeing me with hostility. "My mother died 3 years ago. This woman is nothing to me. Sophia. Victoria is my wife, your mother, and the lady of this house. Apologize immediately or I'll disown you. A gold-digging nanny who slept her way up. She'll never be my mother. And Robert, have you forgotten whose name is on this house?" My mother had been the heiress to Sterling Enterprises, one of the most powerful families on the East Coast, with connections in both legitimate business and the underground. She was untouchable royalty who somehow fell for my father, a nobody from the wrong side of town. To be with him, she'd threatened to kill herself until grandfather finally agreed to let Robert take the Sterling name. Madison and I both carried the Sterling name, called our maternal grandfather, Grandpa. Mom had split the family's power Tokina jade pendant that could mobilize our entire network between Madison and me, warning us never to use it unless absolutely necessary. Then Mom got sick and died suddenly. Dad said young Madison needed care, so he brought in his childhood friend from his hometown to help. I agreed to let Victoria into this house as a nanny, not as Mrs. Sterling. Robert slapped me. "I run this family now. If you don't like it, get out." I held my burning cheek. "You forget this is my mother's house, bought before she married you. It's Sterling property. If anyone's leaving, it's you and your whore. You ungrateful." Robert raised his hand again, but Victoria stopped him with fake concern. "Please, she's just a child. I don't take it personally. Sophia, dear, I haven't mistreated your sister. She truly wanted to live like a dog. She said school was too stressful. I tried to stop her, but she went on hunger strikes whenever I said no. If you don't believe me, ask your father. Or let Madison tell you herself." Robert scoffed. "Madison brought this on herself, choosing to act like an animal instead of studying. Such a disappointment doesn't deserve to be my daughter." Madison clutched my sleeve, her voice hoarse. "Sophia, I really don't like school. I like being a dog. I like the kennel. I'm just a dog. Woof, woof." "You're not a dog, you're a person." I looked around and realized all our old staff were gone. The butler, maids, security all replaced by Victoria's people, watching me like vultures. "I don't care what happened before, but now that I'm back, my sister will not be your dog." Victoria's fake smile widened. "Of course, dear. You can handle Madison from now on. We couldn't manage her anyway." She picked up a tennis ball and threw it across the yard. Madison immediately dropped to all fours and ran after it. She brought it back in her mouth, dropping it at Victoria's feet. Victoria threw it again, and Madison started to chase it until I grabbed her. "Madison. You're human, not a dog. You walk on 2 legs and use your hands. Promise me you'll stop acting like a dog." Madison kept shaking her head. "No, I'm a dog. I like being a dog." Victoria laughed loudly, waving the ball. "Want to play more?" Madison panted with her tongue out. "Yes. Yes. Enough." I turned to Robert. "Mom's dying wish was for you to care for Madison. This is how you do it." Robert shrugged. "She's worthless." "What can I do?" "Get the key and unlock that collar." No one moved. I glared at the staff. "Are you all deaf?" "Get the key," Victoria finally ordered, and someone scurried off. Clearly, I had no authority in my own home anymore. Once the collar was removed, Madison panicked and tried to crawl back into the cage. "I don't belong in the house. I'm a dog. Dogs live in kennels." I held her tight. "Maddie, don't be scared. We're going to see a doctor." Without even cleaning her up, I rushed her to the hospital. The examination results made me sick. Madison didn't just have severe psychological trauma, her body was covered in scars. Whip marks and bruises covered her chest and back, hidden by clothing. According to the doctor, she'd been beaten with belts and burned with hot objects. Several ribs showed old fractures, and even her skull had damage. Listening to the doctor's report, I couldn't stop crying. These monsters. I held Madison close. Maddie, don't be afraid. I'm here now. No one will hurt you again. When we returned to the mansion, Victoria was waiting, rubbing her pregnant belly. Sophia, dear, do you have your half of the jade pendant? Is it with you? My luggage sat ransacked in the foyer. Who gave you permission to touch my things? Sophia, give your mother the pendant. She's carrying your brother. The family legacy should pass to him. I laughed bitterly. The Sterling legacy only passes through Sterling blood. That bastard in her belly doesn't qualify. Robert's face turned green. How dare you? That's your brother, not a bastard. Is it? She knows the truth. Victoria. Nestled against Robert, playing victim. I've only ever been with your father. How can you say such horrible things? Apologize to your mother. I ignored Robert's rage and led Madison toward the stairs. He kept ranting behind us. Victoria had your room specially cleaned and bought your favorite imported chocolates. Is this how you repay her kindness? I took Madison to my room and locked Robert out. He wanted to have security remove me, but Victoria played peacemaker until he finally left. I bathed Madison and dressed her in clean clothes. Only after she fell asleep did I allow myself to rest. Tomorrow, when my people arrived, we'd settle all accounts. Chapter 2. I woke in the early hours to find Madison gone. Panicking, I searched everywhere until I found her in the kitchen, kneeling on the floor, serving breakfast to Victoria's nephew. Brandon saw me too. My aunt says Madison will be my wife. She exists to serve me. Good dog, you behaved well today. Here's your reward. Brandon spat chewed bread onto the floor. Madison immediately bent down to eat it with her mouth. Brandon laughed cruelly. You even eat my leftovers. What a perfect dog. He climbed onto Madison's back. Faster. Run faster. If you're too slow, no dog food for you. Madison crawled on all fours, carrying him around the kitchen. Move it. You must not want dinner. No dog food if you keep being lazy. Madison sped up. Brandon pulled dog kibble from his pocket, throwing it ahead of her. Madison immediately went after it. Stupid mutt, all you think about is food. I couldn't take it anymore. I kicked Brandon off Madison's back. He hit the floor hard and jumped up screaming. Bitch. How dare you? Someone get her. Tie her up. Try it. I pulled Madison up protectively. Brandon, kneel and apologize to my sister right now, and I might spare your worthless life. Otherwise, don't blame me for what happens. You think you're hot shit? This ain't your mommy's world anymore. This family belongs to Uncle Robert now. The Sterlings answer to him. You're nothing. Get her. The guards rushed forward, pinning Madison and me down. Victoria appeared, playing the caring stepmother. Sophia, Brandon's just a kid being playful with Madison. Here's my offer, give me the pendant, and I'll make him apologize. In your dreams. Victoria's mask finally slipped. Ungrateful brat. Search her. The pendant must be on her. You finally show your true face. Your fake concern makes me sick. Little bitch, if you were obedient like your sister, I might keep you as a pet. But you're too wild. Guess I'll have to ship you off to learn some manners. You wouldn't dare. Once I have the pendant, all of Sterling Enterprises is mine. The entire network, the unlimited wealth, all mine. Found it, ma'am. A guard handed my half of the pendant to Victoria. Her eyes lit up with greed. She combined it with the half from her neck. Perfect. The Sterling Empire is finally mine. Power across the entire East Coast, wealth beyond imagination, it's all mine. I laughed coldly. You think stealing a token makes you a Sterling? You're even dumber than I thought. The pendant commands the entire Sterling network. With it, I control everything. You really think that's how it works? Shut up. You're finished anyway. Take them both to the docks. Ship them overseas. I checked my watch. Right on time. The next moment, men in black suits flooded the mansion, surrounding us. They quickly subdued the guards holding us and formed a protective circle around Madison and me. Victoria had never seen anything like this. She cowered behind her security. Who are you people? Sterling family's private guard. Sterling guards? Perfect. Victoria held up the complete pendant. I have the Sterling token. I'm your new leader. Listen to Nearest Sophia and Madison Sterling. No one moved. Victoria panicked. Are you blind? This is the real Sterling pendant. A guard handed me an envelope. Miss Sterling, the documents you requested. I passed it to Robert. Dad, you should see this. Robert opened it suspiciously, Victoria peering over his shoulder. Their faces went white as they read the paternity test results. Victoria snatched the papers. This is fake. You forged this to break us up. Have them arrested now. Seeing the guards still wouldn't budge, Victoria waved the pendant frantically. I command you with the Sterling authority, arrest Sophia and Madison. Madison trembled in my arms. I held her tight, whispering, "Don't worry, Maddie. No one will hurt you ever again." I looked up at Victoria. "You really thought the Sterling Empire runs on a piece of jade?" "Of course. It's like a king's seal, whoever has it rules. So by your logic, any thief who steals a crown becomes royalty?" Victoria was getting desperate. "I have the pendant. I'm the new head of the Sterling family." One gesture from me and my guards moved. They disarmed Victoria's security in seconds and took back the pendant. "Now it's in my hands again." Victoria shook with rage. "I had the Sterling pendant. Why won't they obey me?" "You poor fool. The Sterling family has never followed objects." "What do you mean?" "Madison and I have been photographed every year since birth. Those photos are distributed throughout our network. Every Sterling associate recognizes this face. The pendant is just a symbol of my authority. I am the true power of the Sterling family. You really thought that between an heiress and some thief with a token, our people would abandon me for you?" Victoria panted. You. She suddenly clutched her stomach. "It hurts. Robert, save our baby." Robert held her. "Sophia, have your men move. I need to get her to the hospital. No one leaves. And stop calling her my mother. My mother is dead. Victoria is just trash. If anything happens to her baby, you'll pay." "Dad, you still think that's your baby? You can't have children. Her belly holds another man's bastard. Stop lying with fake paternity tests." Victoria grabbed Robert's arm. "Take me to the hospital. I can't hold on." I watched coldly. "Stop pretending. You're 8 months along, the baby's not going anywhere from a little stress. Besides, old man, remember your accident? The injury to your equipment? You lost the ability to have children. Mom hid it from everyone to spare your feelings. You know how bad that injury was. You really think there were no consequences?" Robert's face darkened. "I trust Victoria. This is my child." "Fine, stay delusional." I signaled for another envelope. I tossed it at Robert. "See for yourself." Photos spilled out. Victoria in bed with various men in compromising positions. "Victoria, you said Dad was your only man. Explain these." Victoria's eyes bulged. She tried to stop Robert from looking. "Don't look. They're fake." Robert shook uncontrollably, throwing the photos in her face. "Explain this." "They're photoshopped." Robert could barely stand. He looked at me. "You had these made to frame her." Victoria sighed with relief and began her performance. "Sophia's destroying my reputation. I can't live with this shame." Robert quickly comforted her. "I believe you. You'd never betray me." I shook my head. "Old man, you're pathetic. Finny, go to a real hospital yourself. Get tested, then test the baby's DNA. See if you can still have children. See if that baby is yours. You pick the hospital, I can't fake that." Victoria clung to Robert. "Don't let her manipulate you. Trust me. If you're innocent, why are you afraid of a test? Let's make a bet. If that baby is Dad's, I'll kneel and apologize, give you everything. If it's not his, you kill yourself right here. Deal?" Seeing my confidence, Robert wavered. Victoria kept crying. "Fine. I have nothing to hide. Get me to a hospital. I'm in pain." My guards brought chairs. Madison and I sat down. "Trying to run? We haven't discussed Madison's treatment yet." "What about Madison?" "She chose to quit school and live like a dog. I tried talking to her. Teachers called me constantly. She gave me anxiety attacks. She's so stubborn, threatening suicide if we didn't let her live in the kennel." "Right, Madison? Tell Sophia this was your choice." Victoria's threatening look made Madison burrow into my arms. "Madison, tell me the truth. Did Victoria hurt you?" Madison just cried, saying nothing. "Speak up. Tell her not to blame me." Victoria stepped forward, but my guards stopped her. Madison cried harder. I soothed her gently. "Victoria, if you won't confess, fine. Bring them in." Guards brought in 2 maids, both trembling with fear. "Tell us what you saw." Mrs. Sterling regularly abused Miss Madison. Whenever she was upset, she took it out on her. She beat her with sticks and belts, poured boiling water on her. I saw her stab Madison with hairpins, burn her with curling irons. She starved Madison, forced her to eat dog food and bark. If Madison resisted, she beat her worse. She destroyed Madison's clothes, cut her hair, slammed her head against walls. Victoria went rabid. "Lies. How much did Sophia pay you to frame me?" "Robert, don't believe them. Sophia bought them off." "Sophia, what did I do to deserve this?" "I've done nothing but care for you both." I laughed coldly. "Keep acting. I'm innocent. Sophia's setting me up." "Robert, you have to believe me." Victoria wailed dramatically. "Show the evidence." A maid handed over a phone to my guard, who gave it to me. "This has videos of you beating my sister. And here's Madison's medical report." I threw the medical report at Robert's feet. He snatched it up. I projected the videos onto the wall. Madison's screams filled the room. "Mom, stop. I'm sorry. I'll be a dog. Please stop hitting me. I'm just a dog." I'll bark. I'll eat dog food. Madison's desperate pleas didn't stop Victoria's cruelty, it made her worse. You little bitch should have died with your mother. Keeping you as a dog wastes good kibble. Why don't you just die? Victoria tried blocking the screen. Stop. Turn it off. Robert shoved Victoria aside, staring at the screen in disbelief. The maid spoke up. This isn't even everything. I only started recording later because it got so bad. She kept getting worse. I couldn't stand it anymore, so I recorded in case we needed proof. Victoria lost it, attacking the maid. Mind your own business. Robert yanked Victoria back and slapped her hard. Victoria held her face in shock. You hit me. You deserve it. Robert's voice cracked. I thought you were gentle and kind. When I saw you discipline Madison, I assumed she was difficult. But you tortured a child. Are you even human? She cursed me. Wished me dead. I lost my temper. I'd heard enough. I slapped her myself. Still lying about Madison. You hit me too. I backhanded her. You're nothing. Why couldn't I? After several slaps, Victoria's face swelled like a balloon. Brandon tried sneaking out, but my guards caught him. Where you going? They shoved him back. He immediately dropped to his knees. Madison, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have made you serve me or ridden you like a dog. He kowtowed frantically. I'm worthless. I'm nothing. Just let me go. I looked down at Madison. Want to play ride the doggy? Before she could answer, Brandon was already on all fours. I'm the dog. Miss Madison can ride however she wants. I kicked him away. You're not worthy of being my sister's dog. Here's the deal, carry my guard around the yard 10 times, and I'll let you go. Brandon looked at my 250-pound guard and started sweating. Can't do it? Then you're getting shipped overseas. I can. I can do it. Brandon crawled to my guard. Please, sir, climb on. The guard mounted him, nearly flattening Brandon. He struggled to get back up, then slowly crawled outside. This dog's too slow. Needs motivation. I handed my guard a switch. When he slows down, whip him hard. The guard lashed Brandon's backside. He yelped and crawled faster. Victoria grew more panicked. What do you want? I should turn you in for child abuse and assault. But since you're pregnant, you'd get house arrest. Too comfortable. I want you to suffer. Robert stared at Victoria's belly. I want that DNA test. Victoria's legs gave out. She collapsed, looking guiltier by the second. Robert had someone draw her blood. Victoria fought them. Don't touch me. I had them hold her down while they took samples. Robert sent both samples for rush testing. An hour later, he had the results. Seeing "not a match" in bold letters, Robert lost it. Whore. He kicked Victoria's stomach. You cheated and got knocked up. Let another man's bastard live in my house. I felt bad that you were having my baby at 50. I overlooked your flaws. But it's another man's spawn, and you tortured my daughter. You're evil. I'll kill you. Robert kicked her belly repeatedly until blood pooled between her legs. Victoria clutched her stomach, screaming. Please. Hospital. I'm dying. Robert spat. Good. Die. Victoria passed out. I had her taken to the hospital. No point having a death in the house, too messy. Given her condition, she'd definitely lose the baby. She'd be lucky to survive. I turned to the other parasites, Victoria's relatives who'd been freeloading here. Her parents had cowered in the corner the whole time, watching their daughter get beaten without intervening. These two had abused Madison too. I had them thrown back to whatever trailer park they came from, with instructions for my people to give them special attention. One man in the room had looked particularly pained watching Victoria get beaten. Even trying to intervene. Who are you to Victoria? Before he could answer, Robert said, her cousin. Cousin? More like lover. That baby is his. The man panicked. No. I'm just her cousin. Robert lunged at him. You son of a bitch. You've been screwing Victoria under my nose. No, I haven't. Robert tackled him, beating him senseless. I watched coldly. Your beating is well-deserved. You thought your bastard would inherit the Sterling Empire? Dream on. After Robert finished, I had the man sent back to his hometown too. His family would receive special attention as well. Brandon had finished his 10 laps, collapsed and bleeding through his pants. I had him taken to the hospital, then had all of Victoria's family's belongings thrown out. Robert knelt before me, sobbing. Sophia, I failed as a father. I didn't protect Madison. I'll make it up to her. I'll be better. No. You have no more chances. Robert looked confused. What do you mean? Did you really not know Victoria was abusing Madison? I swear I didn't know. If I'd known, would have stopped her. Then why let Madison live in a dog cage? Even if she was difficult, she deserved to sleep in there. Don't tell me she wanted to be a dog. Do you believe that yourself? Robert fell silent. You turned a blind eye, let Victoria torture and humiliate Madison. Even her nephew could abuse her. Did you ever really see her as your daughter? You don't deserve to be Madison's father. Today, on her behalf, I'm cutting ties with you. Robert panicked. I'm your biological father. You can't do this. Dad. This is the last time I'll call you that. Tell me honestly, how did Mom really die? Guilt flashed across his face. She got sick. You know that. Sick? Or did she catch you in bed with Victoria and die of heartbreak? Your mother's been dead for years. Why dig this up? So I'm right. You and Victoria killed my mother. You'll pay. From what I hear, you and Victoria have been making dirty money while I was gone. Sterling Enterprises operates in gray areas, but we have lines we don't cross. The law is our bottom line. You crossed it. You've had enough good days. Robert pointed at me, shaking. How dare you speak to your father this way? You're not my father anymore. You ungrateful. I raised you for nothing. Raised me? Did you pay anything? Contribute anything? You donated sperm and then mooched off the Sterling family for decades. I should sue you for repayment. Robert clutched his chest. You're trying to kill me. Your bags are packed. Take your things and get out of my sight. Throwing out your own father. You're inhuman. He kept cursing, but I tuned him out like barking. I had my men take his belongings to whatever hospital Victoria was at. Let them reunite. Madison watched the door quietly. Sophia, will they come back? Never. From now on, it's just us. Chapter 3. After they left, Madison visibly relaxed. I had the mansion completely renovated and restored Madison's room exactly how Mom had decorated it. I hired the best therapists who worked with her daily. With professional help, Madison improved dramatically. She could live normally now, no longer calling herself a dog. One day, while Madison and I played in the garden, we heard shouting at the gate. Let me in. I own this house. Move, you morons. We need to see your boss about what's ours. Madison heard Victoria's voice and threw herself into my arms, shaking. I quickly had her taken inside. At the gate, Robert and Victoria were fighting with my security. They'd brought reporters who were filming everything. I signaled to open the gate. You dare return? Robert stuck out his chin. Why not? Your mother left me this house. You stole it and threw me out. Victoria's baby died because of you. You attacked your own father and stepmother with your money and power. You're not human. I laughed. Nice try. First, this house was Mom's before marriage, nothing to do with you. Even if you had inheritance rights, that requires no will. I had someone bring Mom's will. Read it clearly. Mom left everything to Madison and me. Robert glared. That's fake. You forged it. I had my guard show the will to the reporters. Mom knew about your affairs. She prepared this will long ago. Also, you kicked Victoria's baby to death. I have video. Want me to show these reporters? Robert panicked. You recorded it? How calculating. Not as calculating as you. Though I'm impressed you're still with Victoria after she cuckolded you so thoroughly. Very forgiving. Robert seethed. You sent me to her. Without you, I'd never have gone back. So if I hand you poison, you'll drink it? Victoria jumped up. Who are you calling poison? Police arrived. Robert Sterling? Victoria Palmer? I pointed. That's them. Officers moved to cuff them. Robert panicked. Officers, I'm not causing trouble. I'm here for justice for my daughter. She won't support me. I want to press charges. We're arresting you for money laundering and racketeering. Come with us. Robert stared at me. You reported me. I warned you about dirty money. You made illegal deals. I waited to gather enough evidence. Now I have plenty. You'll both rot in prison. Robert's eyes rolled back and he fainted. Victoria wailed, proclaiming innocence. But evidence is evidence. Her denials meant nothing. Robert and Victoria were sentenced to life without parole for multiple financial crimes. I stood with Madison in the sunlight. She asked again, Sophia, they really can't come back? I squeezed her hand firmly. Never. Madison went abroad for treatment and education. She worked hard. Quickly catching up on years of lost schooling. I took full control of Sterling Enterprises, leading our people to even greater success. And we lived happily ever after. The end.